Hi guys, this is Rebecca with Mommy Loves Beauty. I'm here today with a recipe video. It's my Super Bowl snacks. In this video I am making a hot chicken wrap, a 6-layer bean dip, and cold cut sliders. And I hope you stick around to watch it. This is me bringing all my ingredients from my table. Let's see what I have there. I have the chicken tenders, my tortillas. I love those tortillas from Costco. Showing you what kind of chicken I got. I shop mostly at Target, setting the oven to 400 degrees, and then you put them in for I think 10 minutes on each side. Then I'm looking for the flat pieces so that they'll lay down in the tortillas better and they're not all lumpy. Alright, and then I'm going to cut this tomato, and I like to cut my tomatoes super thin, and the way I do it is if you take the back end of your knife that you really don't touch, that's like by where you grip, it actually cuts into the tomato better and it makes a thinner slice for me. I don't know, just what works for me. And yeah, I like super thin tomatoes. Put them on my cute little teacup plate. And let's see, what do I do next? The lettuce. I like to use the romaine lettuce for it. I know it doesn't have all that much nutrients in it, but it's got a little something. It's better than iceberg lettuce. It's still crunchy. Get a couple leaves. And today I was only cooking for my daughter and I. I was testing out my recipes to make sure that they were good enough. And yes. So I like to cut the lettuce super thin, and I roll it up so that it's easier to cut. Otherwise you have to like drag your knife all the way across the cutting board, and that's not fun. And I think that's actually called a chiffonade. Alright, then I put the chicken in the oven. Check and see how long. It's 10 minutes on each side. And there I'm setting up The Good Wife. I'm a little bit addicted to that show. I'm watching it on Amazon Prime. That's my favorite Frank's Red Hot sauce. It's the wing one. I don't like the other one. It's a little bitter to me. And some lime and some tomatoes and some avocados. I'm going to make the guacamole for the 6-layer bean dip. And you have to be super careful when you do the avocados. I've never cut myself, but almost cut myself quite a few times. And showing you again how I cut it from... I start at the big part of the avocado and go to the small part. Go all the way around. And then you cut the rest of them, obviously. And then twist them apart. I love that bowl. I got that bowl at Target for $2.75. Be very careful when you're taking the pits out of the avocados. It's can be slippery when you're taking them off the knife, and you can also cut yourself there. Yeah, I wish I could scoop an avocado in one scoop with a spoon. I've never been able to do it. It usually takes me 2 or 3 times to get all of the avocado out. If you can do that, give the video a thumbs up or tell me how you do it down below. Put a little bit of salt in the avocados in the beginning so it helps break them down. It's easier to mash, otherwise you're going to be sitting there forever with avocados sliding around your bowl. Now my least favorite part of cooking of all time, onions. My eyes get watery, my nose gets watery, it's not fun. For this, for the guacamole, I only use a quarter of the red onion, which should be called a purple onion, because it's not red. And then you gotta squeeze, I squeeze the lime and I roll it on the counter to get more of the juices loosened up, so when you juice them, you're not squeezing rocks. Or if you want, you can actually put it in the microwave for like 5 seconds, and it really helps loosen up the juice in a lime. Flip those chickens over. And continue. Let's see. The lime squeezer. My mother-in-law gave me this lime squeezer. I really need a bigger one because they don't all fit in there. But I love that thing. It's like life-changing. If you don't have a lime squeezer, you should get one. But you have to be careful. I usually close my eyes while using it because you still get lime juice in your eyes. And I think I squeezed the whole lime in there. And the lime juice and the salt help break down the avocado. It makes it a lot easier. And I like really limey, a lot of lime juice in my avocado. Oh, with some cilantro. We love cilantro. I also roll this up to where it's easier to cut, just because, you know, it will stick to the cutting board. It won't really chop. It's just easier. You want to keep the tip of your knife on the cutting board, otherwise it can be dangerous. It's easier just to do the quick sliding motion. Now I'll gotta cut the tomato for the guacamole. Does anybody else have a favorite knife to cut their tomatoes with? That is my absolute favorite knife to cut tomatoes with. Everything else I can use the other knives, but I have to have that knife to cut my tomatoes with. I will go into the dishwasher, pull it out, and wash it just to use it for that. And add a little more salt just to make sure it tastes right. And next it looks like I'm gonna work on the bean dip. Pull out the chicken. Alright, so I use just any salsa. I think that's like the Target brand for the paste salsa, and then a can of beans. And so I just mash it up and I put a little bit of the salsa in there just so they're not dry or whatever. They get you more, you get more flavor from it when you put the salsa in there, like you do for the ones that you buy at the store. I don't know, I always buy those and I'm like, how come my beans never taste like that? So I put a little salsa in there, trying to get it to taste the same. And I have tried it since then. It's really good. Just put your beans in there and layer it up. I love those rubber spatulas. I got that one I think at IKEA, but you can leave it in your pan, in your oven, and it won't melt. I love them. Just smooth it out. Try and make it look nice and neat. Alright, then the olives. I cut them all just like that, the whole can, and it took me forever. Each and every little olive. Alright, and then you layer your sour cream in there. I guess you could put it however you want, just the beans on the bottom. You can put your toppings however you want them, but I just did the sour cream on top. And yeah, that's a huge thing of sour cream from Costco. We shop at Target and Costco quite a bit. I have a family, you know, the little kids, they eat so much. I'm scared for when the boys turn to teenagers. It's gonna cost me like $500 a week just to feed them. Alright, now put the salsa on. I wish I could cook this fast. All the time. And then I put sharp cheddar cheese on there. I was going to do a Mexican blend, but I like the sharp cheddar with it. And I was lazy and did the pre-bought stuff. I didn't think you guys wanted to sit there and watch me shred a bunch of cheese. Alright, and it looks like I'm done putting the cheese. Now put the olives on there. I'm glad my husband wasn't home for this because there would have been no olives to put on top of that. That and the little boys. They come and they steal it. My daughter was picking them off after I was done with the video. Your kids do that with the olives? I like olives, but not as much as they do. They're crazy about them. Just trying to cover the top. I'm trying to make it look like it does in the store. And you can also put jalapeno slices on there and it'll make it a 7-layer dip, but you know, only some of my kids like the jalapenos. The little one, he's 5 and he likes them. He calls them spicy pickles. Alright, and then I got the tortillas. I forgot what brand they are, but I get them at Costco and you cook them up. They're pre-made obviously, but you cook them and so they taste a lot better. They taste like the fresh ones that you get at the really good Mexican restaurants. Put a little bit of cheese down and put the hot chicken on there. Melt it a little bit. And the Frank's Red Hot sauce. I love that buffalo sauce. And then some ranch. For the little kids, I usually don't put the hot sauce. I just put the ranch and they really like it. And some tomatoes. And some lettuce. And then I like to roll them up and I put the toothpick in there. Otherwise, you'll never be able to get them to stay. Mine are really hard to get to stay. Alright, and there's one, and I think I make another one. Yeah, I make it super quick. That one was mine. I like extra buffalo. Alright, and now I'm going to make the little sliders. I also got that lunch meat at Costco, and it's the natural one. And I love these Hawaiian King rolls. They're really dangerous to keep in my house. And pepper jack cheese. Those two things are super dangerous for me. I can sit there and eat that whole pack of rolls just by themselves, which is not good to have that much bread. And pepper jack cheese, I could eat that whole block by myself. And then just turn them over and cut them in the middle. And then the cheese, and you cut those in super thin slices. Very careful when you're opening the cheese. And if you have a hard time slicing your cheese, you can also put it in the freezer for a couple minutes, and it'll make it a lot easier to cut. Some turkey slices. I was trying to get them to not rip. Put a couple pieces of meat on each. And some cheese. And you can put anything on these, really. You can add tomato, you can add whatever. You can even put like honey mustard or just whatever kind of cheese you like. And I just put a little bit of mustard on there. I'm a mustard freak. I have honey mustard, regular mustard. I have spicy mustard. I love my mustards. And this is the end of my video, and that's an overview of what I made. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me which recipe you will try out, or if you've tried them out, send me your pictures.